Are you good at math? Or perhaps you're better at sports or video games? Maybe you're really good with writing or learning a new language. Today, we'll be talking about the 9 types of intelligence, or the theory of multiple intelligence, and what type of jobs or hobbies are related to what intelligence. And be sure to stay until the end, because I do want to talk about the controversy around this theory that many people don't talk about. It's your unlocked potential. Without further ado, let's go. Dr. Howard Gardner's 1983 book, Frames of Mind, The Theory of Multiple Intelligences, denied the narrow spectrum of IQ and extended the concept that there are multiple intelligences out there. Because humans have multiple senses, that means there are multiple ways of collecting data, and therefore multiple ways of processing the information around us. So what are all the different types of intelligence? Starting off with number 1, musical intelligence. Remember that at the start I mentioned that humans have multiple senses, so we process the information differently. Musical intelligence uses the sense of hearing to differentiate pitch, rhythm, timbre, tone, and melody. This intelligence allows us to recognize a certain pitch, to create and reproduce music, or appreciate and reflect on the said music. People with high musical intelligence are usually humming or singing to themselves. They have a good pitch or even perfect pitch. They're sensitive to vibrations and rhythms. Singers, composers, conductors, and instrument players are usually high in musical intelligence, whether they are performing as hobbies or professionally. Number 2, logical mathematical intelligence. Logical mathematical intelligence is the ability to quantify items, to calculate numbers, to understand and use mathematical operations, to consider and propose hypotheses, and understand reasonings and logic. This intelligence allows us to see relationships and connections using sequential logical skills and come to a reasonable conclusion. This form of intelligence is often well developed in mathematicians, scientists, and detectives. If you often recognize patterns, see things in categories, like to do math, solve arithmetic problems, play strategic games, you may be high in this intelligence. This intelligence is what we usually attribute to what IQ is. Number 3, linguistic intelligence. Know someone who can speak just one language? They are monolingual and they make up 40% of the world population. They can speak 2, they are called bilingual. They make up 43% of the world. 3 languages? Trilingual. They make up 13% of the world's population. Anyone who can speak more than 2 is considered multilingual, but more often used for people who can speak 4 or more languages. And these people make up 3% of the world. Speak 5 or more languages and you are called a polyglot, and they make up less than 1% of the world's population. People with high linguistic intelligence are often good with words and languages. But does that mean if you only speak one language, you're not high in linguistic intelligence? Not at all. If you're good at reading, writing, or amazing at telling stories, you probably have a high linguistic intelligence as well. This form of intelligence allows us to understand the order of words, syntax, and semantics. Occupations with high linguistic intelligence are poets, novelists, journalists, translators, and effective public speakers. People with this kind of intelligence enjoy writing, reading, learning new languages, telling stories, and doing crossword puzzles. Number 4, spatial intelligence. Spatial intelligence is the ability to think in 3 dimensions and be aware of our surroundings. Like to daydream, good at forming mental images. People with high spatial intelligence usually have a good sense of direction and remember where exactly you put your wallets and keys. They usually also are good at drawing, copying artworks, and recalling objects and environments. Occupations such as pilots, sailors, sculptors, painters, architects, and engineers all exhibit spatial intelligence. People with this kind of intelligence often like mazes or jigsaw puzzles, like Jenga, or likely have a hobby in drawing or daydreaming. Number 5, Bodily-Kinesthetic Intelligence. Bodily-Kinesthetic Intelligence is the capacity to use your own bodily motions and to handle physical objects in a skilled manner. This intelligence also involves a sense of timing and a good body-to-mind coordination or hand-eye coordination. Fast reaction is an obvious form of high bodily kinesthetic intelligence, but endurance, stamina, team cooperation, etc. also fall under this category of intelligence. Actors, athletes, builders, dancers, musicians, surgeons, and soldiers have well-developed bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Some hobbies include casual sports, rock climbing, going to the gym, and playing games. But of course, any of these hobbies can become professional if you're proficient at it. Number 6. Interpersonal Intelligence. Interpersonal intelligence is the ability to understand others and work as a part of a team. Individuals with high interpersonal intelligence have the ability to be sensitive to the moods and temperaments of others, and also able to view things from multiple perspectives. People with high empathy and are active listeners would fall under this category. Often, people with high interpersonal intelligence is also high in emotional quotient, EQ, which makes sense because another term for EQ is emotional intelligence. Jobs such as teachers, social workers, counselors, salesperson, and politicians all exhibit interpersonal intelligence. People with this intelligence are usually leaders, good communicators, and also good followers when needed to be. Number 7. Intrapersonal Intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence is the ability to understand oneself and one's thoughts and feelings. They use their understanding of themselves to plan and carry out one's life. They often perform a lot of introspective and reflective thinking. They are aware of their own strengths and weaknesses, what makes them unique, their purpose in life, and aware of their own feelings and emotions. Essentially, they are self-aware, which is part of EQ as well. These qualities are found in psychologists, spiritual leaders, writers, motivational speakers, and philosophers. One very interesting aspect I have observed is when taking personality tests, intelligence tests, quizzes, and so forth, is that it requires at least some level of intrapersonal intelligence to be accurate. Many times, taking these tests is the person you are, not the person you think you are. This requires the test taker to be self-aware and understand themselves well enough, so they can be more objective when taking these tests. If you would like to find out more about knowing your intelligences, I will link a free intelligence test down in the description below. Number 8. Naturalist Intelligence. Do you love nature or perhaps animals? This intelligence was not in the original 7 intelligence Howard Gardner proposed. It was later added to the theory. Naturalist intelligence is the intelligence that an individual has to have distinction among living things, plants, animals, as well as sensitivity to features of the natural world, rock, sky, cloud configurations. It is part of our evolutionary trait to be hunters, gatherers, and farmers. Today, this intelligence can be found in animal rights activists, environmental supporters, scientists, botanists, and chefs. Hobbies that involve naturalist intelligence is going camping, hiking, traveling, or simply relaxing and feeling at ease with nature and animals. In the modern age, this kind of intelligence is more important than ever. With climate change and various animals going extinct, our natural intelligence should be nurtured to let us be more aware of the world around us. Number 9. Existential Intelligence. Also not originally included in the book, but Howard Gardner later himself said that existential and moral intelligences may also be worthy of inclusion. This form of intelligence deals with sensitivity and the capacity to tackle deep questions about the existence of human, the world, and the universe. It asks questions such as the meaning of life, why we die, and how did we get here. Howard Gardner has specified that this form of intelligence is not the same as spiritual intelligence or spiritual quotient, as spirituality cannot be scientifically quantifiable, and to that, I agree. Now that you know about the theory of multiple intelligences, let's talk about the controversy. After decades of the introduction of the theory, many educators and psychologists still criticize the theory that it is too broad and the word intelligence is not used correctly. Specifically, Dr. Jordan Peterson has stated that the word intelligence should be tied with intelligence quotient, IQ, as it has been a rigorous metric in social science as a predictor of a person's ability. When used in a sense as Dr. Howard Gardner has, it blurs the meaning of the word. In addition, most of the quote-unquote intelligence in the theory represent talents, personality traits, and abilities. Lastly, Gardner's theory also lacks support of empirical research. However, Gardner has argued that it is based on applied evidence as opposed to experimental evidence, since this theory is of theoretical synthesis. With that, I want to ask you the questions. What do you think? Do you think Howard Gardner is right and there are more than one form of intelligence? Or do you think only academic intelligence measured by IQ is a superior form of measurement and all these others are talents and personalities? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe with the notification bell on. More improvement theories and self-help tips using science and organizational psychology coming your way. Keep on improving and keep learning. I will see you all next week. Cheers!